Hello, welcome to chair yoga. And today we're going to have a nice practice. We're going to get into some places. We'll do a balance challenge. We're going to be primarily standing and seated on the chair today. And we'll also start with a nice little stretch and warm up series before we get into the bigger practice. So for props, obviously you're going to need a chair. This works best if you don't have wheels on your chair. That's for safety reasons. We also don't want the chair to be able to swivel around. I do have a back on my chair. I'm going to use that today for a twist, to be mindful of that. And I've got blocks because I'm a short person, because I'm in a good alignment here. When I take my blocks away, my knees are lower than my hips, which isn't very good here. So I just squeeze in. If you're a taller person, you won't need blocks at all today. And you'll also see a strap out here. We will use that towards the end for a stretch. So sitting nice and tall in your chair, sit more towards the front of your chair so your back is actually not up against the back of the chair. And I'm going to zip up and in here, and I'm just going to let my hands rest on my thigh, relaxing the shoulders, taking a slight tuck in the chin. Good. Now as you're here, just kind of root the sits bones down into your chair. You can close your eyes or have them open, but gaze cast down. And as you breathe, can you find some expansion in that rib cage? And notice when you try to expand the rib cage, do the shoulders try to creep up here? Do you tend to breathe with the belly? Just notice. And then see if you can expand the ribs as you inhale. Now, staying with this nice breath, let's go into a neck stretch. We'll take the chin down towards the chest, letting gravity give you that stretch down the back of the neck. And notice that the stretch tends to deepen when you're on an exhale. And we'll take that chin back to center. Good. Taking the left ear to left shoulder. Try to keep this opposite shoulder down. And play with where you need it. Not everybody's best stretch is directly over. There's some people's are. And you can play with different angles here. So for example, this right here is going to be my best stretch. Excuse me. Then we'll take that back up to center. We'll go to the other side. Good. Right ear, right shoulder. Keeping left shoulder down. And then moving around a little bit to find a better stretch. So right here is going to be mine. I'm going to hang out right there. And then we'll come back to center. Keeping your chest and your shoulders forward. Turn the head and neck towards the left. Could you take the right shoulder back just a little bit? Notice how that might deepen the stretch a little bit through here. And we'll come back to center. Good. We'll take that to the right. Once there, take that left shoulder back just a little bit. And then coming back to center. From here, just take some nice big shoulder circles. And then let's take them back. Let's go into a side bend. So I'm going to take my left hand to the side of my chair. My right arm's going to come up. And I'm going to get a side bend here. And I'm trying to take my rib cage towards the right. My right arm is going to be nice and long. Breathe and expand. Notice if you have a forward collapse. And if you do, could you just open that chest a little bit more? And we'll come back up. Good. We'll switch. Right arm down, left arm up, side bend towards the right. Breathing and expanding, maybe taking that left rib cage towards the left just a little bit more. And then coming back up, taking both arms up, inhale. We're gonna rotate to the left. Arms are gonna come down. It's okay to hold the back of the chair here. I'm gonna roll my shoulders back though as I look back. Now I've got a nice chest twist here, as well as a spinal twist. I shouldn't say chest twist, chest stretch is a better way to say that. And we'll lift up, we'll move through center. We'll take that to the other side, rolling the shoulders back. And then we'll return back to center. From here, let's go into some seated cat-cow, seated cat-cows. So again, I'm on that front edge. Move my blocks a little more forward here. Good. So from here, good. I'm gonna take my hands to my knees. So I'm gonna simulate a cow. So I'm gonna take the chest forward, pelvis tilts back a little bit, maybe we look up, and then we'll come into a mad cat. So now I'm gonna let the belly button come in. Good. It's almost like a C curve of the spine. So I'm going in a spinal flexion. And we'll take this extension and flexion. Extension and flexion. Now, if you're someone that can't do deep extension or can't do deep flexion, you go to where you can go. If you can't do flexion or one of those at all, just do the other one. Okay. And then from here, one more time. Good. And coming back to a tall seat. Let's go into a little bit of shoulder openers. So we'll take the hands to the shoulders. We'll move forward and back. Good. So as you open, you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. As you close, you're trying to separate them. Good. I'm getting into the shoulders and the upper body a little bit here. That actually facilitates better breathing, facilitates better twisting and side bends. All of those muscles are not created, but related. Good. Now take this into some circles. In other direction. Good. Now take the arms out here in goalpost, and we're going to reach and pull, and reach and pull, and reach and pull, and reach and pull. Take the arms out to the side and down and up and down and up and down and up, and get a rotation with here, palms down on the down, palms up on the lift. Good. Now from here, taking the arms out, cross right over left. Give yourself a nice big hug and a squeeze. Maybe a little lift, maybe a little lower. Out, opposite arm comes on top. Nice little hug and squeeze. Little lift, little lower. Good. And just shake all of that out. So from here, let's go into a little bit of footwork. So from here, my feet are flat to start, and I'm just going to rock back on the heel and come back forward and lift the heel. And rock back and forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward. Good. Right side, reach forward and point and flex. Point and flex. Point, flex, point, flex. From here, inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion. Take that into a little circle. In other direction. Good. Now spread the toes wide and squeeze them together a few times. You might notice your core is working here to keep this leg up. That's good. We'll take that down. Other side. Take that left side. Point and flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion. Circle. In other direction. And spread the toes wide and squeeze together. And wide and squeeze together. And wide and squeeze together. Bring that foot back down. Good. Opposite arm, opposite leg lifts. I am going to take my arms to the side. Right arm, left knee, and opposite. Good, and reach. And just find that march. Notice if you find yourself collapsing into the back body a little bit as you go here, really try to be tall. It's not about how high you lift the knees. It's where you can go, where you can go. Good. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Coming back to the right side, take your hands behind that knee if you can. It's okay to round the spine here if that's okay for you. And just pull that in. Getting just a little bit of a stretch. And we'll take that down. Other side, come nice and tall first. Grab, round, pulling it in. And we'll take that down. Good. From here, we're going to come to standing. So I'm going to move my blocks to the side. And then from here, I'm just going to turn my chair this way. So I've got the seat facing me. And from here, we're going to go into just a little bit of a down dog in a plank. And we're going to do this a couple different ways. So from this first one, take your feet about hip width-ish apart, bend your knees, and just take your hands to the chair. And maybe taking the forearms to the chair, just go where you can go. Let the head be a little free. It's okay if it touches the chair. Now from here, knees are bent. Just lengthen a little bit and then come back into a bend. And lengthen and come to a bend. And lengthen and come to a bend. And lengthen and come to a bend. Good. From here, downward facing dog. I'm going to take my hands more towards the side. My fingers are on my chair. I'm going to take my feet back just a little bit here, and I'm just going to shift back. Okay. Now, different things for different people. I can continue to go back, but I'm strong in my upper body. That's not where you are. Don't go there. Good. Knees can always be bent. My ears are by my bicep, and my belly button is in. Good. Now from here, I'm going to shift forward. I might have to step a little bit forward, finding a plank. Good. So this is one way to do plank. My shoulders are slightly behind my wrist, and I'm pushing away. So I'm not hanging here. I'm pushing away. I'm protracted. Good. Maybe on the tippy toes. Belly button is in. Now, if you can, just shift that back again, a down dog. Maybe heels touch the floor, maybe not. Maybe knees to be bent. Maybe knees don't have to be. Breathe and expand. And then we'll take that again. Finding plank. Take your time to get yourself there. And one more time, we'll take this into a downward facing dog. Now, we're going to take that a little bit differently. We're going to do it on forearms. So you'll come in a little bit closer. You take your forearms to the chair. And this is a good one if you have a wrist issue and need a little bit of a modification from that. So from here, good. From here, it's not technically a downward facing dog. Kind of think of it more as a dolphin position. So we're going to be here. And this is also a really good shoulder stretch. So be mindful of that too. Careful not to go too far. And then I'm going to come forward. Here's my forearm plank. Good. And when you're ready, good. I'm going to take my feet in a little bit. Find that dolphin or downward facing dog modification. And then from here, I'm going to find that forearm plank again. Good. So shoulders are still away from the ears here in your forearm plank. So I'm really pressing away from that chair. Good. Nice core work here in both the front and back body. And then from here, I'm just going to step that in. And then I'm going to come all the way up to standing, rolling those shoulders out and rolling forward. So let's go into a gate pose variation, I'm going to bring my chair back here. And I'm going to stand on the right side of my chair. And so different things for different people. Do hold on to your chair. I'm going to take the left foot up here. Okay. For some people, this might be enough of a stretch or enough work just to get the foot here, and that's okay if that's where you are, and you'll just side bend over just like that. Those of you that are a little bit more open in the inner thigh, you can lengthen that leg out a little bit. Careful not to lock like this. We want to keep that a little bit soft. Good. I'm going to bring my toes towards me here. Good. Holding onto the chair. Big inhale. Exhale, side bend towards that leg. My right leg, hip, and knee are also facing forward. Good. Belly button is in. Breathing and expanding. Top arm is nice and long. And the reason I say that is because it's a little bit of a deeper connection here than if you just let that go and come here. So really try to lengthen. And breathe. And when you're ready, good, we'll come back up and I'll remove that foot from the chair. We're going to walk around to the left side of your chair now. Same thing. Take the option that you need. Are you just going to be here? Or are you going to lengthen that leg a little bit without locking the knee? Good. Holding on to your chair, big inhale, exhale, and we'll side bend over and reach. This is my side where I have a tendency to lock my knee if I don't pay attention. So pay attention to what your knee's doing. Breathe and expand. And then from here, whenever you're ready, good, we'll come back up and we will remove that foot. Now, from here, my chair is backless here. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see better what I'm doing from a twisty perspective here in a moment. So we're going to take this into a warrior one. So I'm going to use a block for my front foot. And I'm just going to have a seat here. So we're going to work the right side first. Okay, so I'm going to put my right foot on my block, or the right foot's going to be forward here. Okay, and you're going to be kind of more towards the edge of your chair. I'm kind of moving back, and I want my knee, I want the edge of the chair to be right under this knee here if possible. And once you're in place here, you can hold on to the back of the chair. Take the back leg. It can be bent a little bit here if that's what you need. Otherwise, could you press it nice and long? And we're just going to hold this stretch here for a little bit. We're getting the stretch in that left hip flexor. If you want a little bit of a balance challenge here, you can take both arms up. Otherwise, hold on to your chair and belly button is in. Good. Now from here, I'm going to change this back leg. So I'm going to rotate it. So now my hip, knee, and toes are going to turn out about 45-ish degrees, but I'm keeping my hips a little bit more towards the front here, okay? So I've warrior prepped that back leg. I'm trying to be nice and strong back here and strong through the back edge of the foot. So if you can, one arm, maybe two arms, here's your warrior one. Warrior one. And breathing, always returning to the breath. Now, on this next one, I'm going to give you an option. So this is a chair version of coming forward and doing a prayer twist. It is harder to do it with a warrior prepped back leg. It's easier to do it if you swivel everything up, okay? So which one should you do? Well, that really depends on your body, so I can't tell you, only you can tell yourself. So I'm going to swivel up here for this one, but I'm going to come up. Good. I'm going to lean forward because we want to twist from length, not from compression. Good. And then I'm going to take both hands to my chair. I'm going to open up that top shoulder. Good. And so here is my version of a high crescent prayer twist. And still breathe. Try to still open up this top shoulder here. So try not to do this. Or just open that up. Good. And once you're ready, good. We're going to come out of the twist and come back up. Good. So now, while we're here, just for the sake of flow, we'll come into a warrior two. So I'm going to warrior prep my back leg again. So my hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out about 45-ish degrees. Good. From here, I will not be perfectly squared, but I will think about this hip right here coming back just a little bit. Good. I'm going to reach forward. I'm going to keep my hips the way they are and open my chest towards the side. Now I'm in my warrior two. I'm strong through that back leg, strong through that back edge of the back foot, relaxing the shoulders. Now, if you need to hold on to a chair, you hold on to your chair. Breathe. Be strong. Say to yourself, I am strong. Good. A lot of people think chair yoga is really easy form of yoga, and sometimes it can be, but other times it can be just as challenging as non-chair yoga, but in different ways. So from here, top arm's going to come up, back hand's going to come back. Let's take that back for an exalted warrior. And when you're ready, good. We'll take that back to your warrior two. Let's take this into an extended side angle. So I'm going to press to the back leg. Good. My back hand is going to be right here on the hip. Good. Again, I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So we twisted towards the chair a moment ago. Now we're going to twist in the opposite direction. So forearm is going to come to the floor. Okay. And then I'm just going to open to the side. You can stay here. Top arm can come up and reach over. This shoulder is away from the ears. What I mean by that, we don't want to be here. We want to be here. So we're lengthening. And when we're ready, good. Top arm can come up. That hand can come back to the hip and we'll come back up. Good. From here, we're going to come out of there. So we're going to twist back to the front and we're going to take that all to the other side. So from here, good. I'm going to take my block to the other side. Good. Now, I'm going to turn my chair back around so I can see you on this side, which also means I need to go back in the other direction. Because if I turn my chair around, then I'm getting the same side again. So be mindful of that. Good. Be mindful if I messed you up, that you're going to do the other side, the opposite side. So you can bring that block in here if you need to. Good. I'm sitting closer to the front edge. I'm scooting back where my knee and the edge of that chair here are in that alignment. I'm going to bring my block a little bit more forward. Good. And then from here, good. This might be enough for some people, and that's okay if you are. Otherwise, I'm just going to take that leg back. I'm going to try to really press through there. So if you can't press as far as me and get this nice long leg, you do what you can. Okay. You can hold on to the chair here if you need to. Belly button is in, hips are squared forward. Good. So you're in a high crescent variation now. And this is my tighter side today. It does not want to lengthen, and that's okay. I'm just going to let it be right where it needs to be. And when you're ready, good. We'll take that back down. So now, preparing for the twist, you can stay here with the hip, knee, and toe, your heel facing more forward, or you can warrior prep that. You're at a 45-ish degree angle now. Okay. Hips are squaring off forward. We're going to take that into the warrior one. Belly button is in. Shoulders are relaxed. Good. Now from your warrior one to go into that prayer twist, you choose. Are you going to keep this angle that's a little bit more challenging, or are you going to swivel it up? On this side, I think I can handle more of a warrior prep, so that's where I'm going to take it. So from here, zipping up, good. I'm going to lengthen and come forward, okay? And then I'm going to take that twist towards my chair. I'm holding on to that chair. I'm rolling my shoulders back. So I'm really opening up. Belly button is in. Breathe and expand. I think this one feels so good. And then once you're ready, good. We're going to stay in that little bit of a hinge. I'm going to come out of the twist and come back up. Good. So if you were forward, go back into your warrior prep and we'll take this into warrior two. So from here, you can hold on to the chair if you want. The sip will come back a little bit. Good. I'm going to open my chest to the side. Warrior two is a twist. And we'll take that warrior two right here. Breathing. Hold on to the chair though, always, if that's something that you need. Try not to let the shoulders be up here. Be nice and relaxed. From here, if you would like, back hand's going to come down, top hand's going to turn towards the ceiling. We'll take that back. Exalted warrior. And I think I would say this is a nice training tool here for overtime. If you're someone who in regular yoga has a lot of trouble not being able to anchor through that back edge of the foot because you're trying to balance and whatnot, this is a great way to kind of take the balance out of it and really focus on that engagement. You're still building strength here. Don't let the chair fool you. You've just taken balance out of it. And then we'll come back, warrior two. And we'll prepare for the extended side angle. So again, I'm going to press back here. Good. Hand's going to be here. I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. Forearm's going to come to the thigh. And then I'm going to open to the side. So you're welcome to stay here. You can take the arm up. You can take it at an angle. Again, avoid a collapse of the shoulder. You want to be nice and lifted. So belly button is in nice and tight. Good. Strong through the back edge of that back foot. And then from here, once you're ready, top arm can come back, hand can come back through the waist. Good. And coming up out of there, finding your last warrior two. Good. From here, I'm going to come back forward. I'm going to unswivel that, step that foot forward, and I'm going to come to standing. I'm going to move my block out of the way once more. And I'm going to take my chair this way. Good. So we're going to get a nice pyramid variation in here. So what I would like to do is we're going to take the leg that we just had back, whatever leg that was for you. For me, it was my right. I'm going to take that one forward, okay? I'm going to put a bend in that knee as I lengthen forward and take my hands to the chair. My back leg, I'm going to take back. Good. And then my heel is not going to be grounded back there, but I'm on a parallel railroad track alignment here. For some of you, you're going to get enough of a stretch in the front hamstring with this little bend. Others, maybe you lengthen. Okay, good. I need to take that leg. There we go. Your front hip is going to come back hip's going to come forward. This might be it for some people. Some of you might not be as wide as me either. You go where you can go. I can come a little bit deeper. I've got more depth in that front hamstring. So I'm going to let my hand slide forward a little bit more. But that may not be for you. So stay up if you need to stay up. Good. Belly button is in. Careful not to hyperextend this knee, which looks like that. Want a little softness there. Breathe and expand. And relax the shoulders. And depending on where you are, if your forearms are on your chair, maybe you can start to see if you can take the hands to the floor here. Maybe not both of them, maybe one at a time, but just see if that's, a test of where you can go. Now, from here, I went down onto my forearms onto my chair. I'm going to come back up onto my hands. I'm going to put a bend in that front knee. This might feel like a nice little good lunge. If you want to take that lunge, feel free to stay here for a moment. Otherwise, your back foot is going to come up, meet the top foot, pressing through, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll take that to the other side. Good. So I'm just going to bend. I'm going to take my right foot back now, whatever leg that was in the front, you're going to take that leg back. You've got a little bend in this front knee as you're getting in place. So kind of find where you need to be. Everyone's at a little bit of a different length. You're on parallel railroad track. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. My back heel does not touch the floor. And then when you're ready, you can lengthen that leg to your limit. Lengthening the torso here. This might be it. Maybe you can come forward a little bit more, keeping a flat back. Maybe you choose to experiment, taking one hand at a time down. Then maybe one day you can take both hands down there. Breathe, big breath, big breath. You know, I like chair yoga. I do other forms of yoga, but I feel like sometimes you can get a little bit deeper in places that are a little harder to get into because of the balance challenge that goes with it. So you can really use that chair to help you stretch out in different ways. And so I really do like it. Good. Now from here, if you took forearms down, we'll take the hands back. We're going to lift back up. We'll put a bend in that front knee. Knee doesn't come past the ankle here. So again, if you like the way this lunge feels, it's a good little practice. Then hang out here for a moment. Otherwise, back leg is going to step forward, bending the knees, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. From here, let's take this into a standing wide legs forward fold with a twist. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this chair right here so I can still see you. Good. And then maybe holding on to the chair or not, take your legs out wide. How wide you go just kind of depends on your body, but give yourself a little check here. You want your hips, knees, and toes to face forward. If you're practicing on a mat, and I hope you are so that your chair's not sliding around, you want your edges of the feet to be parallel to the short edges of the mat, and you want your big toes to be in alignment with each other. So we don't want one foot a little bit more forward than the other. Now, some of you, depending on your flexibility, you might be holding up high, you might be holding down low. Wherever it is, does not matter, but keep a flat back, maybe even coming to the forearms. Maybe your chest can come down here and you can take that through. Just find that nice little stretch. I'm pressing through the outer edges of the feet. And I'm breathing. And my inner thighs are getting a nice little stretchy here. Now, I took my chest to the chair. I'm going to take my hands back. I'm going to push myself up from there. Now we're going to do the twist that goes with this. So you can take a forearm down here. That's going to be a little bit more challenging. Or take a hand up here. You choose where you need. I'm going to take my forearm. This is my left forearm. I'm going to shift my hips to my right. And I'm going to open to the right. And my belly button is in. Some of you might be able to rotate, taking the hand towards the back, maybe wrapping a little bit, opening up that shoulder just a little bit more. If that's not for you, keep your hand up towards the ceiling. Then we will release. We'll come back. Hips will come back. Good. Find a nice little forward fold to kind of reset here. Spine stays long. Remember, I have the flexibility to come through the chair. That feels good to me. If that's not where you are, then don't go as deep. And then from here, the hands are going to come back up and we'll come back here. So again, you can have a hand, you can have a forearm. Good. So I'm going to take my right forearm down, shifting my hips to the left, opening up to the left. Shoulders away from the ears. And then again, for those of you that want to, maybe you rotate, maybe you take that arm back, opening up. Try to expand that rib cage here. And then once you're ready, good, we'll undo. We'll come back. Hips are back even. Good. Find your final stretch wherever it is that you can find it. And then once you're ready, good, hands are going to come back underneath and press yourself up. From here, just kind of heel toe in until you can comfortably step the feet in, and then we'll come to standing. We're going to take this into tree pose, so we'll work on a little bit of balance here. So I'm going to take my chair, and I'm going to take it to where I can hold on to the high part. So it doesn't really matter, what direction it is, just hold on to the high part. I'm going to walk to the other side in a moment. That's why I've got it this way. Good. So from here, I'm holding on to my chair. I'm on the right side of my chair. So my left leg is going to be my supporting leg first. So hip, knee, and toe are going to track forward. Good. I'm going to zip up. Option 1. Good. Maybe you kickstand and come here or here. Maybe you're ready to start playing, not touching the chair, but you want that chair close by, just in case you need it, and you come here. Same thing. Maybe arm goes up. You can also take a foot to the calf position. It's also acceptable if you've got the opening here to take your foot and hold it at the inner thigh. We want to stay away from the knee here because when you press your foot into the knee, your knee joint doesn't like it. So it's okay to hold it here. If you've got slippery pants like I do today, you probably want to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to take my foot back down to the calf. I'm going to take this arm up. Good. So find yours and avoid this little hang here. Really press out of that left hip. Grow your tree nice and tall. And yes, it is more work now that I'm not hanging in that hip, that whole girdle. Even my quad and my hamstring are firing up. I feel it in the calf a little bit. When you're ready, we'll take that down. Shake out that supporting leg. And we'll come to the other side. Good. So now, if you're sitting on the left side of your chair, it's going to be your right leg that is going to be the supporting. You want the leg that's the supporting leg to be the one that's next to the chair. So holding on, hip, knee, and toe track forward, zipping up. Are you going to be here? Are you going to be here? Are you going to practice letting go maybe, or do you need to hold on? Arm can come up, can also be here. You can hold your foot here if you've got that. I'm going to come back to the calf because that's what I did on the other side. Good. And again, try not to hang. Press out of that hip. Really reach. Yes, this is a bit of a balance challenge. This is also a hip strengthener. Hip strengthener in that supporting side. It's a hip opener on the opposite side because you're opening that hip out to the side in an external rotation. And then once you're ready, woo, we're going to take that down and shake out that supporting leg. Good. So from here, I'm going to turn my chair back around. Good. I'm going to walk over here and grab my strap so that I have it for a moment. And I'm just going to take it to the back of my chair so it's easy for me to reach. Good. Bringing my blocks back in here. Good. And we're just going to have a seat. We're going to face forward in the chair. Good. Sitting more towards the front of the chair, just like we did in the beginning. So we're going to do a cross leg twist here, cross leg twist here. So I'm going to start by taking my right leg and I'm going to cross it over. Good. Now, if you're someone that can't really do that, just kind of come down here, work up to it, and then maybe here, and then one day you can take it across. So cross your legs as best as you can. You're in both sits bones as best as you can, sitting up, and we're going to twist to the right. My right leg's on top, and we'll twist to the right. It's okay to hold on to the back of the chair. Your front shoulders coming back. Belly button is in. And then we'll come back. Now from here, we're gonna take this right into a figure four. So if you can cross your leg over, you can pull that out here for a nice little figure four. If not, because you were a little bit lower, remember, you can take your bottom leg here, you can start there, and then you can kind of pull it up from there if you need to, and then come up that way. So kind of find yourself where you need to be. This toe is pointed towards this knee. Good. This might be enough for some people, others not on the knee, but on the thigh. You can press down a little bit. Others are going to lean forward. Good. Finding a little bit of a deeper stretch in this right hip. Good. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come up from there. We're going to take that to the other side. So carefully release. Good. So from here, if you can, we're going to cross the left leg over the right. Find where you need to cross. Find your sits bones rooted into your chair. Find your length. And we're going to twist to the left. Holding on to the back of the chair maybe. Rolling shoulders back as you look. Staying with the breath. And then once you're ready, good, we'll come back around. Good. So same as the other side. Find your figure four where you need to find it. Good. You're going to point your toe towards your knee. You can stay right here. You can press into the thigh a little bit, or you can lean forward, nice long back, finding a little bit of a deeper stretch in this left hip. This is a nice alternative too if you want to stretch the hip, but you're in an office setting. So coming onto your back for a figure four is not appropriate or safe, or maybe dirty. If it's in the floor, you can do this right at your desk. And then once you're ready, we'll come out of there. Good. Now, I'm going to move my blocks out of the way one more time. We're going to do a seated forward fold. And this is what the strap is for. So this is going to help us with this fold. And I'm actually going to turn sideways just so you can get a better view of what this looks like. So from here, I'm going to sit again more towards the front of my chair. Good. I'm going to take my strap around the center part of my feet. Good. And I'm going to walk my legs here till they're relatively long. Good. And I want my feet to be flat, like they're on the floor or on a wall in front of them. And the toes are pointed for me. So I'm in flexion. My belly button is in. I'm nice and long from the hip. And I'm going to use that strap to help me kind of get a little bit of a stretch as I lean forward. Now, you can choke up. There are some of you, I have no doubt, that might not need the strap here because you can reach the feet, but I'm going to encourage the strap and having a little bit of a tug here, because when you tug here a little bit, you feel a little bit more of a stretch in the back. You've got a little bit more length there. So if this is where you feel like you are, take that chest more forward, finding that length. Should feel a little hamstring stretch on both sides, as well as a back stretch here. And then once you're ready, good. You just let that strap go long in the hands as you come back up. Good. We'll put that strap aside. We're done with it. And we're going to go into a seated Shavasana here. Now, if you would rather come off the chair and lie down on the floor, you are welcome to do that. But I'm going to do this one seated. And I'm going to guide you through a little bit of a breath work here as we do this. So this one is a really good one to help calm anxiety. called 4-7-8. 4-7-8. Good. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a big inhale for the count of 4. We're going to hold it for 7, and then we're going to exhale for 8. Okay. Now, if those numbers don't work for you, do what you can and then practice, and over time, you'll be able to get it. It took me a while myself. So from here, let's take a nice tall seat. Good. Palms will come down. You can close your eyes. Big exhale to prepare. And here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a normal breath. Good. Now we're going to do that once more, taking the tongue to the top, the roof of the mouth, right at the teeth, the back of the top teeth. And then we'll take that one more time. So big exhale to prepare. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can keep with that or return a normal breath here for a few moments. Taking some deeper, more normal breaths. Eyes can be open, gaze cast down. You're still in the chair with me. If you're on your back, carefully bring the knees into the chest and roll over to your side for a few moments. From here, arms are going to come up. Reach, reach, reach. Bringing the hands to center together. As you bring those hands down, stop the thumbs right over the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.